Halftime score 32-17 here at the Schaefer Center. Game 1, Lady Lions down by 15. Let's go down to the court now with Adam Ferguson. Adam?
Thanks, Rob. We have a lot of action to keep your eyes on tonight in the Sooner Athletic Conference and the women's games. First, we have the University of Science and Arts in Oklahoma taking on Wayland Baptist at Wayland Baptist. Now, these are two middle-of-the-pack teams in the SEC. They're both hovering around 500. So look for the home team to take the advantage in this one. Not sure who's going to win that one. It's a toss-up, but the slight edge does come to the home team. Next, we have Oklahoma Baptist versus Oklahoma City. Oklahoma Baptist is the number 8 team. Oklahoma City is the number 2 team. This is the game to watch of the week if you're not tuned into our game tonight. Both these teams, Oklahoma City being 10-1 and OBU being 12-2. Keep your eyes peeled on this one, as that's going to be a very good game in this in-state rivalry. The next game is Texas Wesleyan, who's 11-5, going on the road to St. Gregory's, who is 2-12, and that happens to be my guaranteed pick of the week. Texas Wesleyan over St. Gregory's on the road. So look for TWU to take that one in a matchup between the top team and the bottom team in the conference. And the last game tonight between the women's and the SAC is MacU going on the road to Southwestern Christian. Southwestern Christian is 5-12 on the season, while MacU is 10-4. So another lopsided look between these two teams. Look for MacU to go on the road and pick up a win at Southwestern Christian. As well, we have some sister schools in action tonight as well. We have Baker University going to Evangel. We have Thomas University going to Southeastern. And we also have Concordia University going to Northwest University. So good luck to our sister schools tonight as they are in action tonight. We look forward to the second half here. Back to you, Rob.
Thanks, Adam. And on that note, let's talk about the guaranteed win. Talk about some other games in the conference. So, John, you get to go first. I think after 1 week, everyone's 1-1. You, Adam, myself are 1-1. But this could be the week someone breaks out with a 2-0 lead.
Actually, so Adam's 2-0.
Is he 2-0?
He is.
That rascal.
And he was rubbing it in our face a little earlier.
But okay, you got 2 picks:
today,
a guy's pick and a girl's pick.
Well, I'm going to do ladies basketball pick this game and men's next game.
Okay.
So I'm picking MacU over Southwestern University.
That's your guaranteed win.
It's guaranteed win.
Well, mine, they need to work.
We're doing
work
this
hard.
A little late. This segment's coming a little late. It's supposed to be
and in all honesty, I'm not going to change my pick because before the game tonight, I did pick the Lady Lions. So come on, Lions. Don't leave me hanging here. I picked you to beat JBU tonight. As you see, there's my pick, women, Sagu over men. I'm also picking the men, guys. I'm going Sagu, a doubleheader.
Is out there now.
And you're picking both MacU ball clubs.
Yeah.
It's out there. Meanwhile, now who do we believe? Do we believe our graphics guy or believe you? You say he's 2-0. Our graphics guy says Adam's 1-1. He's got TWU over SGU, St. Greg's, and SGU over TWU for the men. So we'll see how that plays out. Can you beat us? We call ourselves experts, not sure about that. If you want to try it, tweet us at #guaranteedwin and follow us at Sagu Sportsnet. We'll keep track of how everyone does here on this season's Guaranteed Win contest.
Well, if you ask Adam, I think he would tell you that he is 2-0. And he was rubbing it in a little bit earlier this morning.
Some halftime stats.
And if I remember correctly, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to stats.
Go stats. John Brown shooting 43%, 13-30. Lions shooting just 36%, just 8-22. 3-point shots, 3 of 16 for JBU, 18%. The Lions 0 for 4, missed all their shots so far from three-point land. Only 1 free throw for the Lions. Of course, free throws not that good for JBU, 60%. And you see total rebounds on the board there, 17 for the Golden Eagles, just 14 for the Lions. And some other stats that stick out to me, you may not see on the board there, are the turnovers and the steals, all right? The steals, 14-7 in favor of JBU. And unfortunately for the Lions, turnovers, they've got 15, John, just 8 for JBU.
Yeah, and turnovers are going to be the first thing that any coach looks at on the stat sheet. There's a lot of things you can't control in a game, but one of the major things that you can't control is how well you take care of the ball. So I'm sure, and we indicated this as we were going into halftime, Coach Beatles addressed that number one priority. Take care of the ball. 15 turnovers is unacceptable, and let's get that back under control.
Lauren Rogers averages 10. She's got 8 at halftime. Second leading scorer for the Golden Eagles is Morgan Akram. She's got 6 off the bench. She averages 8. Meanwhile, for the Lady Lions, Charity Page, 7 points, leading the way with Cassie Cox at 4. And we are underway in half number 2 here in game 1 of a doubleheader. Lady Lions will get the first possession, looking to slice into that 15-point lead. And that'll help the cause right there, right off the bat. Taylor Hill from the top of the key. Well, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Gotta get Taylor Hill going, and she is a key component to this Ladies Lions offense.
Golden Eagles. Barker now their first possession. Fernandez, she'll launch a 3. Off the glass, offensive rebound, weak side. It happens a lot on those 3-point shots. And now turning the ball over is Akram. But the Golden Eagles come up with it as Hill's unable to secure, so they'll get a second shot at it, John.
The great hustle continues on both sides. Lady Lions and the Lady Eagles are really extending themselves and the pressure that they are bringing.
And, John, you said it off air. You think that they'll come back in a 2-3 defense, and they do just that. They do not elect to go to man-to-man. The Lions stay in that 2-3 defense.
Yeah, and we're just going to have to see how that works out. I think Coach Beatles is really planning and hoping that they get a little cooler from
Cox inside
the 3-point line.
Tough shot. Golden Eagles, for their matter, Hill takes a spill there. She's okay. The Golden Eagles are in a man-to-man, and if you're Cassie Cox, you like that because you're not going to get much of a double team. She's unable to put that through as Hill stumbled into her own bench. Here come the Golden Eagles. Barker check that, Lauren to Barker, and now Page able to deny that pass intended for Morgan Akram. So the Lions will stay in that packed-in defense to see if they can just see if the Golden Eagles will miss some of those shots that they've been hitting and cut into that lead on the other side. Here's a long 3 from Ileana Fernandez. Short off the front of the rim. Here come the Lady Lions. Tough pass to Cox. Back over to McAfee, who checked her foot to make sure she was in bounds. That makes the whole crowd look at her foot. Don't do that.
Especially just in front of the referee.
Right in front of the referee. And an ill-advised pass from Dorsey looking for Cox. Triple teamed, basically, by the time the pass got there. Meanwhile, Akram, tough shot. A little mini hook with the right hand. Puts it up and in. Morgan Akram extends the lead to 14.
Well, they're breaking down the Lady Lions defense, even though it is in the zone and it's supposed to stifle that inside play. The lanes are just too wide open in that defense. They're getting easy entry passes, and the Lady Eagles are just making good of it.
Page, the body language shows she is frustrated that there was no call on that move to the basket. And that's not what you want to see. Just got to hustle back and play ball. But she had a real quick first step, drove baseline, was met by 2 defenders, didn't get the call, and her body language as her shoulders just shrunk and slumped down and had to hustle back on defense. And how much does body language, in your opinion, play into, how effective you can be in the court after a mistake like that?
Well, I don't know how much you could actually attribute to the play. It is something that the coach needs to pay attention to see what's going on with his players.
And maybe a little acting job there from Paige. She's just trying to get a whistle to blow, and she got one that time.
Well, one thing we know about Charity Page is that she's got tremendous effort and hustle inside, and that's just not going to go away because one foul wasn't called. She'll get past it really quickly. And continue, and that's one thing that Coach Beatles, if she continues to have bad body language, I'm sure he'll pull her out and have a little chit chat. But she's not that girl.
Cox in trouble, finds Hill, baseline, goes through the paint, stops and pops him just inside the 3-point line. Nice 17-footer, drains it. Hill on target. She's got 7. The lead now cut to 12.
Got to have that from Taylor. That's this offense depends and needs her to be able to produce like that, and it's good to see her come out And
how about defense from Hill right there to pick off that pass?
yep, she put herself right in the right passing lane.
Possession arrow goes back to the Golden Eagles.
Yep.
As Hill tried to stop and pop in transition. What happens sometimes is your body movement's too far forward, so it's tough to gauge how far you should release the ball. And unless you stop and jump straight up, those are tough to hit. Of course, you did that in college, John. You were a master at the stop and pop, weren't you?
The stop and pop.
Nowadays, you just stop.
Easy. Easy, brother. No need to hang me out to dry like that.
I left you. I set myself up for that one as a timeout on the floor. A timeout. I think my JB was talking
to
over
yourself.
15:55 remaining. 34-22. Game 2 coming up here. A good one. 11-5 versus 11-6. These two ball clubs come in, and the rivalry is there. Of course, we've mentioned Donnie Boswick used to coach for JBU. The Arkansas-Texas connection there. As you see some updates from around the Sooner. 40-25 WBU having their way against USAO. And
you see there, Coach Soderquist is really digging in on his team as players that are on the court and say, look at the clock, look at the score. This ball game is not over. These girls will make a run at this. You cannot let your guard down. So expect a tremendous hustle out of these Golden Eagles to really have their fences up and try to prevent any major attack from the Lady Lions.
Lions do average 62 a game. JBU, like you said in pregame, John, averages 60, so they're actually under their average as well. So both defenses playing well, or I guess a combination of missed shots and good defenses.
That's right, and maybe they will cool down. I know we read off in the stats, and I'm going to question the statistician on the three-point percentage. I don't think JBU took 16 threes.
Wide open look from Hill. That's got to fall. And it doesn't. Just short, but an offensive board from Dorsey. Tough shot baseline. Puts it up and in. Dorsey delivers for the Lions.
Very good. Great concentration from Dorsey. That was a tough pin down on the line. The defense had a box stand on the baseline.
Lead cut to 10 now. Mendoza turns, spins, tipped away, and McAfee can't believe it.
That is a terrible call by the referee. He was blocked out. Backs were to him. He couldn't see that to make that call.
McAfee just claps in actually disgust is what it is, in confusion as Golden Eagles get the ball back underneath the Lions basket. Mendoza from 15, good. Mendoza from the elbow, showing that soft touch.
And she does have it. She's a great shooter inside the paint. 10 feet and under is really all we've seen her take, but she's got a great skill set for that.
And here's Cox to return the favor. She does almost the exact shot, maybe a foot or two closer, and she just returns Mendoza's with two of her own, lead back to 10.
Really be nice to see Cassie Cox get going here and knock down 3 or 4 of those paint buckets.
Tough shot inside, too strong. That was Laura Brown. Now a chance to get the lead down to single digits. Hill, was she the answer? She looks over, pass inside to Cox, turns and spin, loses the ball. Charity Page. Not a good looking release there. She was between the foul shot and the three-point line, about a 17-footer, no good. Turnover, I should say. Ball goes back over to the Lady Golden Eagles. And they look to extend their lead beyond 10 as we are underneath the 14-minute mark. Off back of the iron, here comes Hill. Does not have numbers. She'll cycle back out, look for a cutter. Not there. Back over to McAfee. Page quickly over to Dorsey. Now all 5 players have touched the ball. I like to see that. Gets everyone involved. Hill loses the handle and a whistle at the top of the key. It's Eliana Fernandez. Whistle for the reach-in. Love to see all 5 players touch that ball in the first 5 seconds.
Absolutely, and that's just that's good coaching, and that's a good understanding of the game to be able to rotate the ball around and allow touches. I remember playing one of my years in college. Our coach had a rule in the first half that everyone had to touch the basketball before it was shot on the first possession. So it's one of those things that just kind of gets everybody in the action, and that's what you want.
GBU does give up basically what they scored. They give up 59.6 technically, and they score 60.8. So to them, in their mind, John, their magic number is 60, and they're going to probably hit that as far as giving up 60. They're not going to, I don't think you'll see the Lions hit 60 in this game, but can they reach 60? That would remain to be seen.
Well, this is going to be about the ebb and flow, and this is now a coach's ball game. And how this thing gets coached down, Coach Beatles has got to look somehow to stop that offense from getting those buckets in the paint, and getting his ladies to actually drop a couple threes and get some easy looks.
Barker in trouble, shadowed by Lake and Ward. Now double teamed by Kroc, and near turnover, and now this is still a scrum for the ball. Who wants it? Ward comes up with it. Over to Page. She's got Cox. Finds Cox up and in. You saw that coming a mile away. And Cox and Page deliver, the two big men helping each other out.
Great effort, great pass. Cassie ran her lane perfectly and was there to receive, be the benefactor of a great pass.
Even I saw that coming. And they delivered it, and now Ward now fighting for the rebound. Now Page, Cox on up ahead. Kroc all by herself as he misses the layup. Misses the easy putback or the breakaway. Well, that's two you won't get back. Wow.
And you know Bethany Kroc is just screaming inside. She mistimed her footsteps and stuttered right there at the end. And it missed the easy bunny. That's not a good feeling.
Just, I hate to want to make a note, but you want to make a note if this ball game comes down to 1 or 2 points, that could be the difference right there. We're 36-28 now.
Well, we can't hang that on her, but everybody is missed some shots.
And that ball is going to go out of bounds. The lead is, though, now down to single digits, and it's been there for at least a few minutes. So
couple possessions.
They're inching closer.
That's right.
And you said it before that Coach Jeff Soderquist is likely telling his girls this game is not out of reach for the Lady Lions. We're on their home court. They're going to fight. They're going to claw. And they're doing just that. Kroc now over to Cox. That looked good coming off.
There we
it looked
go.
Good coming down.
And that's what
Cox.
We need to see that from Cassie Cox. Great effort. And now you see a timeout from Soderquist. First thing he's going to say is, I told you. I told you. I told you the last time out, this was capable. If you do not put up your fence, put up your defense, and play as hard as you can, the other team is going to come at you and make it happen. Because desperation, a lot of times that kind of pressure brings out the best in you. And that's why so many times you see, especially in college basketball, games ultimately work themselves back to being close and being a game that's reachable for both sides. So it's that internal pressure. And you're seeing the Lady Lions right now respond to that type of pressure.
The Lady Lions allow 62 points a game. They do score 61. So, again, you talk about that low 60s number. That's an important number to mark for both ball clubs. As you see the turnovers there, John Brown now with 12, starting to catch up in a bad way with the Lions, who are at 17 right now.
Well, unless we see defensive totally break down, which is not likely in this particular matchup, you're not going to see that 60 number come into play. I think 50 to 53 is going to be the magic number to win this game, probably 53. And
I'll hold you to it. I'm marking it down.
Of course you will. I don't expect anything less.
Here come the Golden Eagles. It's Barker over to Rogers. She finds Fernandez, and the Lions will stay in, it looks like a 1-3-1 now, John. Help me out here. It looks like a 1-3-1 with Cox in the middle.
Oh.
And a desperation save. A back flip with her right hand. Ward tried to save it out of the corner.
And that was a great effort by Ward to get over there. She could have just let it go out of bounds. And Instead, she tried to make the good save, but a behind-the-back toss was a little high over Taylor Hill's head.
Lions do stay in a 2-3. They're going to try to pack it in, and they deny that pass right there. Ward on her knees, careful not to move, and a whistle near the timeline, a reach-in called against Lauren Rogers, just her first foul.
Lauren Rogers is a fabulous defender, and if that wasn't just such a blatant reach on a kind of a breakaway, then she probably had more ball than hand.
We want to welcome all of our viewers and listeners watching from the JBU area in Arkansas. Glad to have you aboard the Saga Sports Network today. As your Golden Eagles looking good on the road here against Lady Lions. Some good defense right there against Ward, but now Kroc with a wide open three-pointer off the front of the rim.
Good look. I like the play of Ward, really hustling, trying to keep the ball alive, using her hands to keep the ball up in the air, tip it.
Fernandez shadowed by Kroc. Tough pass over to Page off someone's foot, and I guess they're going to say it was Mendoza's foot. Page happy with that call. It may have been off her foot.
Both the big girls running down, smiling. Yeah, one in frustration and one like, ooh, I got away with it.
I think it was your foot. No, it was your foot.
Well, just by Charity's facial reaction on that, it was probably off her foot.
Ward now, she's been quiet. Drives left, spins back right, finds Hill. Nothing there. High pick. Bounce pass over to Kroc. Good ball movement inside. Well, that was an interesting pass because she kind of had Ward and Page there, and neither one took the aggressive to go out and just take the ball.
Well, Ward was leaning back into her man, and the man pulled off, so it caught her off balance. It was actually a good pass by Bethany Kroc. Just a little bit off on the receiver.
And here's a steal, Rogers, and she tumbles to the ground as she tried to get control.
She is a tough cookie. Lauren Rogers, big-time player, really understands how the game works, understands where players are, is constantly computing where the passing lanes are. She's always there.
The senior from Manford, Oklahoma. Meanwhile, Cox gets it back out to Kroc. Over to Ward, got away with the travel. And they are going to call a whistle against Mendoza. A little contact up high on the release will send Lakin Ward to the line. Lakin Ward is a sophomore, 5'10 sophomore from Wonder View High School. That's a cool name, Wonder View High School out of Cleveland, Arkansas. She'll go to the line, try to cut the lead. Believe it or not, John, she can cut the lead to 4.
That's right. These are big.
It's down to 5 now, 36-31. Under 10 remaining. We're at 9:29 remaining in the second half. And we officially are back into what we can call a ball game. This is anyone's ball game as both go down.
And it's good. 4-point ball game. You see McAfee coming in, giving Lakin Ward a little break. Lakin saying,
she's like, why you take me out, Coach?
Coach.
You see the look on her face and her shrug?
Do you see what I'm doing here?
What do I got to do to get some more minutes here?
You got to love it.
McAfee's in for defensive purposes right there against Rogers. That's why. We'll see Rogers
and there
back
it is.
in. And there's McAfee right on cue. She's got numbers, but a tough pass trying to find Kroc, but Hill's got it.
Good follow-up by Hill.
McAfee, just as that three-point line is going to be short. It is short. Rebound, ripped down by Tristan Carasquillo, and here come the Eagles. Tough pass over in the corner to Rogers. Akram over to Barker. Mendoza. Back to Rogers. Comes 3. Downtown, way off. Air ball. Lorenzo Charles pass. We'll take it. A brick. That was a pass. Mendoza pulled it out of the air. Laid it up and in. Lead back to 6.
Got to love that Mendoza doesn't quit on the play and makes herself available to catch the alley-oop.
Tough shot from Kroc. Here comes JBU. Mendoza wants the ball. Calling for it inside. Here she's again against Cox. Eagles able to maintain possession. Look at the 3 now inside wide. That's too easy. What, she sealed Cox off. Baseline side.
It's back to 8.
No way to stop that one.
This is the time you're starting to hit the final stretch. And Sagu has got to play mistake-free basketball
Well, will they go man-to-man is the issue as well. Will Beatles change it up and try something different? A floater, a whistle on the floor, it appears to be, before the shot. Will Beatles try something different, even if it's just a 1-3-1 or a
yeah, well, he's been switching
1-2-2?
back from a 2-3 to 1-3-1. This has mostly been 2-3 with the lineup that he has. I think he probably is feeling and sensing some success because they cut it to 4, which is as close as they've gotten since they lost the lead.
That one goes in. Taylor Hill just inside the three-point line. Have an interesting rebound up in the air, just circled through the hoop and went right down through. Lead back to 6. One of those
now
bad
we're in
shot,
the
good shots.
1-3-1. This is a little bit, it's a hybrid defense out of the Jerry Tarkania days called the Amoeba D. It will match up into a man-to-man if great shot. Great shot.
Eliana Fernandez drains a 3.
And that's the trouble with a 1-3-1. If your top player, if your guard is not quite as quick as she needs to be, those passing lanes become available.
That's got to fall. It doesn't, but a whistle will send Cox to the line.
And allows wide open three-point shots. So there's probably been some consideration between Coach Corey and Coach Beatles. Do we need to go to a man just to give them a little surprise look? Let's see what happens. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but I also am not surprised if they don't.
The lead was cut to 4 momentarily at, I think it was 32-36 around the 9-minute mark, and now it's back up to 7 as Cox doesn't convert on the first of 2 foul shots. Just like to see how man-to-man would look.
Well, and I think this team could probably play well in a man-to-man.
Fernandez pops back over to Tristan Carasquillo. Fernandez, patient, looks the 3, takes a 3, way off the mark. And hustling was Morgan Akron, but Lady Lions come away with the ball in transition now. Nice inside pass. And a whistle called against the Lady Lions it's going to be against McAfee. And she's not happy about it, letting everyone on the court know her frustration. That's her 4th foul in the game. And that could be a big moment here. Now we're under 6:30.
Kick.
And Golden Eagles could extend this to 9 or even 10 with a 3 ball. I checked it. It's 9 already. They could make it 12 with a 3 ball. And like you said, John, this is that moment of the game where it can just get away from you, or you can really make it what's going to be a tied game. And it happens right here. A couple stops, a couple of scores for the Lions, you're right there. If it doesn't happen, you're in trouble.
One of the keys is you cannot panic.
Mendoza, flat shot, but it's good. She's so tall, there's plenty of spot for the ball to go down the arc of the rim, and it was a good shot.
She's also got a lot of finesse as well. Very soft touch. Beautiful shot.
Now Hill, she can hit the 3. Dorsey, a slasher, over to McAfee. She's got 4 fouls. Got to be careful to not get called for an offensive foul. She'll be gone. Dorsey over to Ward, not known to shoot the 3. Finds Hill. 5 on the shot clock. Dorsey, a floater. Loose rebound pulled in by the Golden Eagles. Eliana Fernandez out of Columbia as well. There's 2 players from Columbia on this ball club. Barker into the lane. 10-footer, no good. Rebound. JVU, reset, recycled. More time off the clock. Mendoza squares up. Cox, shot no good. McAfee clears. And they got to score this possession, John. You're under almost 5 minutes now. You're down by 11. It's time to score.
There you go.
Cox, no whistle. Can't believe it as she runs down the court. No look pass. And a miss and a rebound by Ward. Boy, that could have been really dangerous for the Lions if that one fell. To put him down by 13 with under 5. Ward now over to Hill. Cox looks tired, John.
Well,
She looks wore out.
yeah, you see a little bit of windedness in actually all 5 of them out
And-
there.
and-
They're just a step back from where they were a few minutes ago.
And a timeout for that reason. Beatles wants to at least let them have a break. So,
Yeah.
well, let's go down now to Adam Ferguson, who's standing by with one of the players for Game 2. I believe he's with Tyler Guidry. Adam?
Thanks, Rob. I'm here with senior guard Tyler Guidry. Now, Tyler, you guys on Thursday night had a huge win against Oklahoma Baptist in Oklahoma Baptist. What's that mean to you as a senior to pick up a win that big early on in conference play?
Well, wins like that are always great, especially on the road. It means a lot for our team, especially after coming off of 2 losses, and it means that we're turning things around here. So we're on our way to getting a better rhythm here.
Now, I talked to you earlier, and you said that this conference is one that says anybody can beat anybody any given night. Now, what do you have to say about John Brown tonight in a game at home where you look to win 2 straight?
Well, it could be a tough game for us. They're definitely a really good team, a formidable opponent. But I think that if we do everything to our game plan and stick to it pretty well, we'll be just fine.
Awesome. Good luck tonight. Back to you, Rob.
All right,
Thanks, Adam. Tyler Guidry, one of the senior leaders, this senior point guard,
The G-Man,
the lefty, the southpaw.
the southpaw.
Got a good stroke. When he gets it going, he
Oh,
can
it's
light
pretty.
it up.
It is pretty.
Be a good game in Game 2 here at the Schaefer Center. Meanwhile, Lady Lions are at that breaking point moment. If they can just cut this thing back to 6 or 7 the next 2-3 minutes, they can be right there. If not, this game could get out of hand.
One thing the Lady
over.
Lions have done in the second half effectively is cut down the turnovers. 15 in the first half, but only 5 until this point. And no need to start now.
And that was a tired shot from Hill. Just no legs, looked flat. Needs to get it a little bit closer inside the three-point line to let that fly again. Hate to see that, but that was definitely a tired shot. Dorsey, or I should say Page, the tough shot, doesn't get the roll, rebound, Morgan Ackrum, and rips it out of everyone's hands. Here comes JBU. Barker spots up a 3. Air ball. Page clears on up ahead to Lakin Ward. Across the timeline. Little flat there, but off. Oh, there you go. Offensive rebound put up and in. I believe that was that Colbert or was that Page, John?
It was actually Diggles.
It was Diggles. Check that. It's the Tisha Diggles. It just checked into the game. Cuts the lead to 9. Glad you're around to help me out with the last names. Meanwhile, up inside, whistle, bucket, going to the line will be Mendoza, and that's going to hurt the Lady Lions.
Well, as we said in pregame, Mendoza is the key to making this offense really work. And the offense knows. And it's great to see a team really respond to what they know should happen. So they're being patient, waiting, getting the ball down to their big man, which is Mendoza, and letting her go to work.
The free throw is no good.
She's getting it done today.
Got to have this. Got to have it. Got to have it. And no good. Too strong. Like the move inside, but Hill too strong off the glass.
Lions basketball.
I think we're going to keep it right here. As you see some more scores in the Sooner. Wayland Baptist still way out in front of USAO.
Wayland Baptist is having a great year on both ladies and men's basketball.
Hill drives inside. Nice dish inside the
pass.
Page. That's what you want to see out of your junior point guard. Draw the double team. Find the big man of the block. The lead's cut to 7.
Going to have something like that every time and a defensive stop. Right now, it's all about stopping the Golden Eagles offense, creating some turnovers.
Now you've got a Hill down low. Now why is that, John? Why is Hill down in the paint?
Because she's quicker, she'll be able to bother. They're going down to Mendoza, and Hill is going to be able to get underneath.
They're in like a hybrid, like an amoeba 1-3-1, but then you saw the whole defense shift when the ball's in the corner.
Well,
it doesn't look like a 1-3-1 anymore.
Well,
What's
that's right.
happening here?
Well, it kind of switches into a version of a man-to-man. That's what the amoeba is about. It starts in a very zone-oriented, watching the pass around the horn. But as the ball gets closer to the basket, the defense begins to break into a definite man-to-man defense. And looked like it worked on that possession. and you have a smaller Taylor Hill down there to get underneath Mendoza, because Mendoza is very good about once she gets the ball up above her head, she keeps it there. But Taylor Hill hopefully is going to be able to prevent that, because the entry passes are coming in low.
Getting low. Here you go. Cox still on the bench. McAfee on the bench. So on the court for Coach Beatles, we've got Dorsey, Hill, Ward, Diggles, and Page. You see, Beatles in his final season, he's got 490 career wins, John. He's been around quite a while.
Yes, he has. And he has coached men's and women's basketball, as we heard him tell last week. This makes his 16th year as a women's head coach basketball, or head basketball coach, and he coached men's for 15 years.
Under 3 remaining here at the Schaefer Center. Game 1. Lions looking to climb back into this one. They're down by 9. Page up and in, back
Hill
to 7
to Page
again.
The combo is still working, and
boy, if you get a stop here, cut
gotta
it back
have
to
a stop.
5 or 4, you're right there at the end. Barker double teamed in this pesky 1-3-1. Rogers lets it fly, and ice in her veins. Rogers nails the 3. Lauren Rogers,
wow.
the senior, averages 10. She's got, let's check it, I think she's got at least 14. We'll check on that. A dagger.
She's been a little cold this half. What a time to come up with a big 3-point play.
And the turnover here. Golden Eagles back in possession, cross the timeline, under 2 remaining. Skip pass over to Rogers. Look inside of Mendoza. Nothing there. Over right side, Fernandez. It's Williams looking for Mendoza. Tripped up, and now turnover. Here come the Lady Lions. They got to score right now in a hurry, maybe even a 3. Dorsey. Down by 10 of the Lions. Will it be Ward? Will it be Hill? Dorsey loses the handle, picks it back up. 14 on the shot clock. Page, pump fakes, draws, goes base, looking for the foul, the hoop and the harm. She gets it, bucket's good. Mendoza called for the foul. Page will go to the line.
Well, that was just a gritty play by Charity Page.
And that's her 4th foul. Now this is important. Mendoza's got 4, John. And a timeout on the floor before the foul shot.
Well, Charity has to hit this. Every bucket that you can make with the clock stopped is a very, very, very important bucket. I would imagine you're going to see a press brought on by Coach Beatles, at least some kind of half-court pressure.
Should they have done that 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago?
Well, you know, that's easy for us to say because we don't know the shape of our players. We don't know what kind of form that is. Of course, yeah, I'm a proponent of playing 40 minutes of full court basketball. So
Nolan Richardson basketball, Arkansas.
That's right. Actually, that's Rick Pitino. When Rick Pitino came out with the red and 5 defense, and both versions were full court versions. So you always want to apply pressure. But if you don't have the personnel to make that happen, then you're going to end up really biting or what's the adage? Don't I'm blanking. I'm
trying to help you.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Okay, there you go.
And these girls are the ones that are feeding, and you can't wear them down too early.
Free throw no good. Lead stays at 8. A minute
and
14 remaining.
We're in a.
Now we're going to the man.
We're in a little bit of pressure, a man-type pressure. It was a little token in the full court side
Dorsey
of things.
On Rogers. Spinning back. Now it's going to be Fernandez and Hill. Inside over to Akram. Back to Fernandez. Boy, Taylor's looking for that steal. He runs into a brick wall in Mendoza. That clears open a shot for Fernandez, who misses it. And I think they're going to call. Is it going to be a jump ball, John? Is it going to be a foul against.
He's reporting, so it looks like a foul.
A foul against Taylor Hill will be whistled for the infraction.
Yeah, and I think you know, we don't want to get into second guessing the coaches, but you've got right now you can't. There you go. You cannot just wait for the Golden Eagles to make a mistake. You've got to get your hand on the ball, or at least stop the clock with a foul. So turnover or a foul is really your only option here. And they're still not in the 1-and-1.
Fernandez.
Got a foul. Got a foul.
Got to stop, and it's going to be Hill. That's her second. Hill's got 9. I think she averages. Yeah, Hill averages 10, so just near her average, but she needs a lot more than one more point to pull her Lions back. Down by 8 with 36 remaining, and one more will put the
Mendoza
Lions
on
in
the
bonus.
line.
Now there's 7 fouls now. Now we'll see some free throw shots.
So we're in a single bonus situation, and right now, if you're a Lions fan, you got to hope for a miss and a good rebound, get the ball down quickly, and get a 3.
Mendoza not known to be a great free throw shooter, as we said in pregame, and she misses again on cue.
3 is your
tough pass there.
Your only option here.
Need a quick 3. Hill.
You can't be passing around. Somebody's got to shoot. Got to shoot. Yeah.
And no whistle called as Dorsey bumped into Mendoza, but Mendoza was just standing there, minding her own business, basically. So you're not going to get a whistle there. And instead, it's the other end.
And as you see, Taylor Hill's talking to Dorsey, saying, "Hey, look, we've got to have a 3. You got to be thinking of where your position is. You've got 30 seconds left on the clock. We're down 8. We've got to get to 8 the fastest way we can, which is through a 3-point shot."
And Mendoza gets that one to fall off the back of the rim. Looked like one of your free throw shots. Brick that went in.
Were you talking to Adam? I'm not sure who you were aiming
leave it up
that
to
at.
you to decide who I was talking to.
I'm absolutely sure it was not aimed at me.
15 seconds, and the Lions are going to fall today here at the Schaefer Center. They're going to lose a tough one at home. And congratulations to the Golden Eagles, who will improve to 2-4 in conference play.
Looks like Rogers got a little, she fell on her hip.
And unfortunately, yeah, Rogers got injured right there. And she's grimacing coming up.
I think she's
with 4 seconds to play. And really a needless injury when the game's out of reach by, you got a 10-point lead. Now, John, I will say this. You said the magic number was 53 right near after halftime. And look up, there's 52. So you were pretty close. Pretty close.
Well, technically, the magic number would be 43.
I guess you're right.
But yeah, they based on that was just math. That was math calculation, not any great prophetic wisdom.
And Rogers is
going to the training room,
getting help by a trainer off the court. We'll hope she's okay. And checking in the game is Lauren Brown.
As you see, she's entering the training room. I'm sure she's going to be okay. She just fell on her hip pretty hard, it looked like.
McAfee.
Get a little ice going. McAfee, no good.
One of 3 DeSoto High School products. She has former teammates with Diggles and Colbert. Back as an Eagle in DeSoto. And second free throw is good. A meaningless free throw. And Lady Eagles will just run out the clock. Don't think it will be a foul here. And your final today. 52-43.
Adam, I've been
JVU.
wondering if you could do a little bit of research. I've been wondering if Diggles is related to the Diggles from the sidekick to the Green Arrow. You're our resident comic book expert. Do you have any inside knowledge on that?
I'm pretty sure they're not related. I'm gonna go on a limb there and say they're not related because, I mean, it's common sense.
Well, the lead was 15 at half. Lions were able to cut it to 9, but not enough. They did cut it to 4 with about 7 minutes left. It was 36-32, John, but then Eagles just put their pedal to the metal. They went with Lauren Rogers, hit a couple of big threes. Mendoza got going, And I think the Lady Lions just kind of wore down. They got tired, like you said. They looked tired in the last 5 minutes of play.
Well, they really did, and all aspects of the Eagles game was executed well. Maybe not perfectly, but it was executed well. And this team may be, at least we haven't seen everybody yet, but this is one of the better teams that we've seen on the women's side for execution. And if they continue to play defense like they did today and shoot the ball from the three-point land as well as they did today, although I don't know that the percentage will show, but the threes that they did hit were very significant. And they got a good chance to be there at kind of at the end of things.
19%. You see Golden Eagles, 5 of 26, just 1 of 9. Ouch for the Lady Lions. You got to figure if 2 or 3 of those fall during the course of the game, that one layup that Croc missed, this could have been a whole different ball game in the end. But in case, but it was not the case, I should say. So you did see the field goal percentage though pretty even, 39 to 38.
Yeah,
foul shots not good for either ball club.
Well, the field goal percentage was a little bit above both teams' average. So they didn't do particularly poorly from the field goal range, but the storyline on this I think goes down to defensive hustle, and the Golden Eagles really left a good effort out on the floor and created more turnovers and really followed up through those turnovers with points on turnovers.
Now, those are pretty even sets there, John. Assists the same. Steals just 1 difference. Blocks both had 1. Team fouls, okay, 2. It's just those points at the top. It's all that matters. That's why JBU is going to win this game.
That comes from the turnovers that are created. So the steals that are created by the Eagles were converted more. So, it'd be great to see a percentage
of which turnovers became points.
Of points off of turnovers, and I would just the eye test, us watching the game, it looked as if that JBU converted more points on turnovers than Sagu did.
We'll take a quick break here on the Sagu Sports Network. We'll be ready for Game 2 in about 17 minutes. As you see, both ball clubs warming up at the Schaefer Center. JBU and Sagu coming up Game 2 right here on the Sagu Sports Network. Stay with us.